And yet, at any time in the past, people somehow managed without the benefit of spacecraft, with a knowledge of everything that was, to us, incomplete, wrong, but that was to them true. They lived in worlds that were as certain of their facts as we are of ours, and that led them to do things that we would regard as totally alien. Like the event you're about to witness, you'll understand every word about to be spoken by people who lived only 300 years ago. But their truth was so different from ours that although you'll understand the words, they won't make sense.
Woman, stand up.
Beginning with the fact that decent, God-fearing people have spent days torturing this woman.
Now tell me, Agnes, do you know John Bell of Newtown?
Aye.
Are you friendly to him?
No, no, sir.
Why are you not friendly to John Bell?
We fell out.
And Janet Clark? Did you have hot words with her?
Aye, sir, I did.
Does John Bell have many cattle, Agnes?
He does, sir. A good many.
But not as many as before.
They took sick.
Would that be after your falling out, Agnes? And Janet Clark's horse, did that also die of a sickness?
Aye.
Did you not refuse to see the horse?
I didn't have cures for horses.
But you didn't cure John Bell's cattle.
He's a thief.
Oh, so 'tis true then. You threatened him.
No.
You threatened Janet Clark.
I didn't threaten.
But the animals took sick, woman. Did they not take sick and die?
They did.
I hear you spin well. Do the neighbors take thatch from your roof?
It was Janet Clark took my thatch.
And was not clay found in your hearth?
So they say.
Why is it that you spin so? How do you explain your skills?
How can you see? How can you see?
So, you must find the mark. You must find the mark.
The witnesses to this burning of a woman alive are not going to see what you'll see. For them, the witch is grateful for what they do. In the reality of 17th century Scotland, this was an entirely logical and rational thing to do, to torture and burn a witch in order to save her soul. This, for them, was an act of mercy. But if you're feeling good about the fact that we in the modern scientific world have a more objective, clear-sighted view of things than people who believe in witches, or any other weird version of what the universe was all about people had in the past, that they were in the dark compared with us, well, if that's being in the dark, so are we. Let me show you how everybody sees their own witches, has their own structure for what reality is. And whatever you come up against, you make it fit that structure. Let me show you the simple stuff first. Look, see these two white bars, this one longer than the other? Well, it's not. They're the same. You made it longer because your brain decided it was further away. And look at this. It's a face. Except it isn't. It's hollow. But hollow faces don't exist in your brain, so you can't see it hollow. You make it fit your theory of what it should be. Same here. 2 triangles, 3 white dots. But you take away the dots, and the top triangle disappears. Your brain made that triangle. You alter reality to make it fit what you've decided it should be. And once you've made that decision, it's impossible to compromise with. Is this a duck or a rabbit? You see how it can't be both. Is this a young lady or an old hag? Here's the young lady's neck, chin, cheek, and eye looking away from you. Or here's the 2 eyes of the old hag and her great big nose and nostrils and a gash of a mouth. Now try seeing them both together. You can't, can you? There can only be one hypothesis that fits. Sometimes that hypothesis is so strong you'll see something that's not there. What, for instance, do you make of this? Are you seeing moving people with lights on them? Because what's on the screen is just a lot of dots. Or this. You only see the dog because you already know the shape. Without a structure, a theory for what's there, you don't see anything. Take this meaningless pattern. Or a cow. See it? You have to have some version of reality, whether it contains spotted dogs or cows or women that should be burnt. And science is the same. Without hypotheses, preconceptions about the world, how could you begin to research? Without theories about things, nature is just chaos. For things to make sense, you have to make up your mind about them in advance. Otherwise, you don't know where you are. These scribbles, subatomic particle tracks. Know what this is? It's a river delta from the air. And this? It's the next place we're going to in the program. The mental structure I was talking about, that has already made your mind up about what you're looking at now, and without which you wouldn't recognize anything, works at a far deeper level than just seeing. It provides a framework everything fits into. The structure evaluates, explains, organizes every experience you have, intellectual or physical. It says what the whole of reality is. It provides your beliefs, judgments, morals, ethics, values. And it also provides a rule book for the kind of questions you ask about the world, because it gives you the theory about how things are supposed to work. I want to show you what I mean by that, by showing you how the structure controls how science in particular progresses. Because science is supposed to be in some way independent of these things, isn't it? Objective, seeking and discovering the truth. But as you'll see, the truth is what the structure says it is. There is progress, change. But that's because the rules of the structure control investigation at every level until you get down to a bit of detail the structure can't handle. So the mental structure operates at every stage to control what you do. At the overall level, for instance, it tells you what the universe is. A good example of that originated here in Greece. Aristotle thought it up, and it seemed such common sense that it ruled all questioning for 2,000 years. His structure of the universe was like this: a series of concentric spheres carrying the sun, the moon, the planets, and the stars, all circling around the Earth at the center. You remember that medieval idea of the sun going around the Earth? Well, the church that promoted that idea lived in this.